I'm not good. All right, I got it. Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, hold on. We messed this all the way up. I ain't even checked for that, but it's all right. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Welcome back to another great episode of Comedians in Bed, where comedians can always be comedians, and I don't really know what that means. But as always, that just sounds like something you should say on a podcast. Our next guest, and you always know I always have to give them a nice little introduction. Our next guest is nothing short of amazing here, as I am trying to do two things at once, but we got it done. Boom, bam. Nothing short of amazing here. What can I say about her? She's a mom. She's an educator. She reads cards. All around hippie. But we love it. Recently, I've discovered that this comedian reminds me of Anxiety from Inside Out 2. And when you guys see her perform, hopefully you have the same sentiment. Please give it up for the very funny and the very talented Allison McBane, everybody.
Yay.
What's going on?
I'm so happy to be here. That's so funny because if you haven't seen you saw Inside Out 2 then, I'm assuming. Yeah. No, I was like, oh, this is this is familiar. I've seen her before. And then when you said that, oh my God. It's like, okay, fine. You're right. It makes sense. I accept.
Yeah, I actually fell asleep during that movie, but then when you got up that one night to do the open mic, I was like, oh yeah, for sure. For sure. This is Anxiety.
Yeah, she's crazy. Doing her best though, trying real hard, trying to make sure everything's good. That's
right, man. Right. I've always I think I know, but I'm not sure how. I hate to ask this question. I haven't asked this in a while.
You're good.
How long have you been doing comedy? I know it hasn't been that
No, it's been just over, gosh, what did I say? So I went up at an Adela's mic November of 22. So I'm coming up on 2 years.
Okay, cool. I thought it was shorter than that. That's what's up.
Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah.
Okay. You've always did it in Columbus.
Yes. Yeah. I've only ever done comedy in Columbus. Yeah.
Sucks, man. Yeah. Columbus is trash.
I love it here. Like I low key, I'm like, I'm good for a bit. Also, I have kids, so I kind of, if I hated where I lived, I feel like that would be crappy. But I really do love comedy in Columbus. I love doing it here. I think it's growing.
Why is that?
I think it's growing a lot. I think that for sure based off of venues that were available and knowing of people who were producing shows and seeing how much there was offered in the city, I've been like, oh, this is getting more wide reaching. They're not just like at certain bars or a bar mic. You have actual like comedy venues now, like a few in the city. So yeah, it feels great. I like it.
Yeah, it is growing. To what degree I can't tell. I feel like the scene is still trying to settle and find its own way, but it is definitely growing. For the 4.5 years that I've done it, yeah, it's definitely growing.
Yeah, what have you seen? Because I feel like it's changed like kind of quickly. Maybe it's like the festival too. Like there's just more awareness of comedy being like in Columbus, but I don't know.
Well, the open mics have changed. They're not can't really get a grip on. Well, I feel like sometimes they start an open mic and then a couple months later it kind of goes away. So probably in a year we'll see what mics are still left. I'd say probably like a year and a half ago, there's a whole bunch of new mics popping up, and some of them aren't here anymore. They've changed days, so I'm still waiting to see if that settles. I forgot to tell her. There we go.
Is it working?
I
okay, we good.
No, you're fine. I forgot to tell you if that happens, I'll still be here.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, like I just feel like that's still trying to settle.
Okay.
But I feel like if anything, the open mics have grown. I don't feel like the live shows have grown. I mean, yeah, you can add
Okay.
don't tell in there, but I mean, I know they have like several shows a week, but I just count it as like one event, kind of, just like these are don't tells.
Yeah.
Like it's not like, oh, we have 5 weekly shows and all of them is don't tell. Like I don't count it like
Right.
like that.
Right.
But I feel like it's less on the scene growing. I feel like it's more just comedy in general growing. Because when I first started, like you wasn't. I mean, maybe you did, but like, because I really wasn't on IG until I started doing comedy. But most comics weren't really posting their material online.
Right.
Not that crowd work wasn't a thing, but it wasn't like I see like new comics like trying to focus on crowd work, and I'm like, well, maybe you should focus on learning how to write a joke first as opposed to
Right.
like doing crowd
Yeah.
work. So it's more emphasis on that. But overall, I just feel like there's more comedy shows. I don't feel like
Hmm.
the scene isn't really helping the comics grow themselves.
Right.
Um, I don't know how you do. Only way I know how to do that is by doing my part, is by giving people stage time on shows. But as
Right.
far as
Yeah.
like how to specifically do that, I have no idea. And I wish there was more of an emphasis on growing the comic as opposed to growing the scene, because you can grow the scene all you want to, but if the comics here aren't
That's a
good,
good point.
nobody's going to benefit from it except for out of towners who come in, get some money, and do some time. So,
Hmm.
but
Yeah, that makes sense.
I do like one positive thing I will say though is that when I first started, it wasn't as many women producing shows as opposed
Yeah.
to now. I feel like there's just mainly women producing shows.
There are a
So
lot.
I do like that aspect.
I love that.
I remember at one point I was trying to find like, okay, who's running shows, and it was just all women. So
Yeah.
um
Well, I know like from like so my first mic was Adela's, but then my second mic was a Rough Draft mic that was hosted by Christine Horvath. And that really just the way she ran that mic was just like, I can write here. This is a safe room where I can write. I didn't start going to other mics in Columbus for another like 9 months because I didn't know about them. And so I was just kind of like, I don't know what's happening, but I think it's interesting to see, you know, just how different mics can be from one to the other. I like that. I think it challenges me as a writer too, though, to be like, okay, this is what a rough draft mic is like. This is what a Bobo mic is like, or Cafe Bourbon. This is what Fives is going to be, because I want to be able to do different things at different mics. This is what I'm gonna. This is how I'm gonna tell this joke here. So yeah, I love it. And I think you can find like where that fits, but in terms of Christine, like having such a great mic, and then there was Amber Falter producing shows. So I really came in as a female comic, like, oh, there's like a standard of like badass excellence if you're a female comic. Um, because those two women just have done such an amazing job, like having people, a mic where it's filled, it's a coffee shop filled with people, so it's just cool who are
yeah.
non-comics. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wish we had more live shows. There's just way too many open mics. We just need more, because you could tell a joke at an open mic, but that's not really, at least for me, in my opinion. Telling a joke at an open mic is different than telling a joke like, oh, I didn't even know.
You're good.
No, you're
I just
fine.
wait up there it
No, you're fine. Telling a joke at an open mic is different than telling a joke at a show, and then depending on what show, like is it a bar show? Is it a show that's actually at a club? So I don't consider a joke to be like done until like I tell it at a club for a few times. So
mm,
I wish there were more live shows, especially at clubs, as opposed to just more open mics. Like we
yeah.
have like an open mic every day, some like
Hmm.
2 or more every day, and then we have like what 3 weekly shows. The crowd work show on Tuesday at the Attic, the Wednesday show at the Attic, Thursday show at the Attic. That's 3, and then you got the Don't Tell shows. That's 4 shows, 4 shows a week, and only one of them brings a true audience, a true crowd, like a true sellout crowd most every time. And that's Don't Tell. So you kind of, you got to like, okay. It makes you second guess, like, is my jokes really good? Because like people laughing when it's like 15 in a room as opposed to like 350 is totally different. So when people tell me my jokes are good and shit like that, I just take it with a grain of salt because this isn't really a comedy town. And so like when I go to Chicago,
but I would say like you did well at the Funny Bone competition for the feature for the festival. You got top 3 there. So like clearly it, like you're doing well. I think in terms of more shows, part of me, you want to make sure like as a comic, if you're only always talking to comics, the shows then that you want to produce or you want to be involved in or you want to sell tickets to, if you're a comic or the producer, like I think it's difficult if comics aren't still living a life in some way where they're also able to say, hey, like I'm actually friends with you. Do you want to come to my show? Like I think stuff like that can get hard. Maybe where the size of Columbus comedy is, maybe if it was bigger, I don't know, but I do think about that. I think about like, do only comics care about comedy in Columbus? If so, how do we change that? Do you know what I mean? I think a lot of people should care about comedy in Columbus because it's good.
Yeah.
So do you do that with more shows or do you do that? I don't know how to do that. That's right.
I think not a lot of people know about comedy and what I mean. Like, so one of the things that got me interested in it was just like, this is something I like to do. And then as I got older, I realized that laughing adds years to your life. So I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to laugh more. Like if I'm sad or if I'm depressed, I'll throw on a comedy special because it'll just make me escape whatever I'm thinking about, make me laugh, And I don't think a lot of people know that comedy could be that tool. Comedy is a very cheap live entertainment experience, probably one of the cheapest that you can find, but not too many people be like, oh, I'm gonna go to a comedy show. And I feel like just from here, it's just not a comedy city. Like we're fighting against Ohio State. Like I have a show, and I didn't even think about it. They just gave me a date and I was like, cool, but I have a show on the same day as Ohio State football around the same time at night. So I don't know you know what I'm saying? Like so like football is king here. So and that's why like I'm at a point like, okay, I think I have solid jokes, but now I need to learn how to like build a set like that at the Columbus Funniest Person Showcase. It was, to me, it was okay, but I feel like if I would have picked different jokes, not saying I would have won, but I would have been more satisfied with my set. And I feel like that's where I'm at right now. Okay, choose the jokes, choose the set, and like switch the order and shit like that. But I think only that comes with like being in the club more. Like I feel like I got this revelation probably like 2 years ago. Like if I'm a comic, then I should be in the club because that's where comics perform, either that or a theater. So I feel like that's my goal right now, is to get into that, because I feel like I don't feel like I've reached my max at this level, but I just feel like, okay, I got to start getting in there if I want to get better, to see
that makes
where
sense.
I'm at.
Yeah.
But I do like the growth. Like you got the Attic and you got hashtag, and so I'm curious to see like those two venues been around for about year and a half now. So I'm curious to see a couple years from now how that develops on the comics. And you run your show at hashtag. As your experience been working with them?
Hannah and Chris have been super supportive. And I say that with someone who's producing a weird show. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was like, hey, Hannah, I have an idea. What if I did like a tarot-based comedy show? And she was like, okay. And I had the name of it. I came to her with everything. And they were never like, okay, that's strange. It was just everything they did was yes. And it just made something that's kind of an odd thing to do a comedy show about feel very supported. Everything also is like very clearly written out in terms of percentages that you get and, you know, different things like that. So they do run the Eventbrite. They do have a portion of the ticket sales because of the host. And then they also promote your show. And then they have an email list that also your show goes to that. So it's great in that way. And then after my first show, just like them being so supportive of like, you know, this was great. You can host here, produce here at any time. And I was like sick because this was a great experience for me. And I love supporting hashtag. I would host shows anywhere for sure though.
Yeah.
You know.
I went to your first one. It was I definitely didn't know what to expect, but I definitely did like it though. I definitely didn't know what to expect.
Thanks.
But I definitely like it. I think
what would you tell someone who didn't know what to expect?
I would tell them there is some regular comedy in there, but at some point there is some unusual improv.
Okay, we'll call it unusual improv. Yeah, I like that.
I like the tarot card reading where she had to like I think you had Goody and she was like making up with it, man, and stuff like that.
That. So there's always that. There's always a making fun of like the zodiac or tarot or, you know, just being weird, you know, that kind of stuff. There's always like, Goody read fake tarot for someone and was hilarious, telling her what was going to happen on her vacation and how she was doomed, and like the audience was just like right there. It was hilarious. It was so great.
I like those different shows because you know, I think that probably keep new fans of comedy interested, because just doing the traditional, like we got a host, we got a feature, we got a headliner, for some people that might get a little boring. So I like the different, and plus like hashtag, they always have like different like out the ballpark type of shows there, which I appreciate. So
I do too.
I like working with hashtag too, and I got nothing bad to say about them. I always felt like I needed to get into a club to like stretch out my legs and stuff, and they allow me to do that, so I'm not mad about it at all.
Right. Yeah.
So and then you got your show to be a part of the inaugural Columbus Comedy Festival. How did those bells and whistles work to get that going?
So that was like basically proposed to me by Hannah too, and I just was like, she was like, I was going to do this. There's an all-female lineup that's happening during the festival, and she asked me to do that. She's like, oh, what if we did this instead? And then instead, you know, I could close out the festival at hashtag with a tattoos and tarot. And I was just like, you know, like that felt like I was not chill about it. I was like pumped, like, let's go. Yes. And then honestly, like seeing it on the poster, like seeing my name was like one thing, but then seeing tattoos and tarot, this like idea on a poster. Cause like, if you haven't been to a show, like I really try and make it an experience. Like I really try and make it like everything from there. I decorate it differently each time you come in, there's music playing, everything is intentional. Anything that happens in the show in terms of like environment is very intentional. And so like for that to be a part of the Columbus Comedy Festival and know like, oh, this is going to be like, this is like a little baby fun thing. I get it. It just, tattoos and tarot is also like a way for me to just be like creative and just go and then the show ends up really being like this lovely, because I want to do that. Like, I feel like the comics are like in it, and like some of the funniest I've ever seen anyone that's ever been on a show is, I'm like, this is my favorite thing I've ever done. Like everyone's hilarious, everyone's having a good time. I love it so much. So I'm pumped.
How is the ladies in the scene keeping the peace? Some girls could be a little catty, but you guys don't seem like you guys are catty.
You know what? It's like, I think that I don't even know, because it could so go there. It could so go to competitiveness, and I have to keep myself really honest about my internal dialogues and what I actually want. And my internal dialogue is a bitch. Do you know what I mean? Like, she runs her mouth. But if I feed into that, then what? I'm going to have like people I don't like, or things that are too hard, or drama, or for what? Because at the end of the day, I think when you're in a predominantly male space, the female friendships there are very important, because this is like you being able to trust, like, I can trust these women in a male dominated space. And I think that is the most important thing as like a female comic, is to make sure I'm providing that. Like, I'm a safe female for other female comics. That's what I want at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. That is important.
Yeah.
I'm actually putting together an all women lineups right now for a show.
Fun. It's gonna go well.
Yeah.
Dude, can I tell you, can I brag on Rochelle?
Yeah.
Rochelle invited me to host the Hot Girl Summer show that sold out before the end of day of the show, like sold out the morning of the show. It was like the fastest, craziest I've ever seen anything sell out like that I've been a part of. And she did it in 2 weeks. Like, she like proposed it. I was like, yeah, sick, let's go. Like let's do it. Let's have fun. She asked the comics. It was agreed upon. It was like wham bam. She had promo like so fast. And then I was like, I cannot believe she sold female this is me. This is my commercial for female comics. She sold 20 tickets in like 2 days. As soon as it like, I don't know what it is, but I'm here for it. And I'm like, feel protective of it. I'm like, watch out. Don't come for these women. Any of them.
Yeah, man. I need her number or something, because yeah, I don't like when comics take forever to get back to you if they want to do the show or
hard.
not. It's either a yes or no. Like,
yes. No, it really, yes.
It's just that simple. Like, I don't. Yeah. I try
if
to.
I take more than an hour to respond to someone asking for a show,
yeah,
that's just me. I'm like, yeah, because I am actually thirsty for shows. Thank you. I will respond. I will reply immediately.
Yeah, I try to remind myself that maybe they've never produced a show, so they don't know all the working parts. And then two, I just try to like not be last minute with everything. Like if I got a show August 1st, I don't want to not have all my information in before July 1st. Yeah, and I don't.
Yeah.
So that's that. If any, yeah, that's been my hardest thing with this show I'm producing. However, I am excited. Looking forward. I'm looking forward to it for sure. It's my first time doing it, and I said I wanted to do it. I just put it up on Facebook, and then Hannah.
Do you know who's on the show yet?
Yes. So right now I have Carissa Fuller.
Yeah.
I have Freddie Simone. I have Tanya. I don't know how you say her last name. And then I'm waiting on the last person.
Tanya Voris?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, good. Okay. Yeah.
And then I got
that's a great show.
I was trying to book somebody else, but they didn't get back to me quick enough. So now I'm waiting on. I'm trying to get in contact with somebody else to try to get them. Yeah. So I just need one more spot, and then but I'm excited about it though.
Yeah.
Because now it's making me reevaluate my set. Because I'm like, all right, do we insult these women or do we like? Because you know how I do. You know how I do when comics.
I know, but like, I think teasing is fun and fine and flirty and it's cute.
It's
But then
making me work.
also, yeah, it will make you work. But then also, like, I don't know, positive.
Yeah, I know. But I'm also like I've been experimenting with like going there, like trying to find the line. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see what the line is
Yeah.
for this.
Godspeed.
It's fun. It's fun, man. But you got several shows during the Columbus Comedy Fest. Where where all over you are you gonna be? On the that wasn't a correct
Yes.
sentence, but you know
No,
what I'm
no,
talking
no. That's great. No, yeah, no, I'm gonna be all. I'm going to be okay. So I'm gonna do my first show's Thursday. It's the 14th at the Nest Theater, and I'm super excited about that. Justin Jensen's hosting that, and I'll be
I will be
doing.
at that one.
Oh, you will be or won't be?
You said it's on Thursday?
Yeah, it's on the
Is that the
14th.
little showcase?
Yes.
I thought that
Well,
was
it's
on
just the
Wednesday.
Nest Theater. It's just the one at the Nest Theater. It's the hang on. I'll get it. Right.
Because if it's on Wednesday, I will be there. If it's on Thursday, then I won't be there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's on Wednesday. Did I say Thursday? Okay, cut that.
Yeah. Because that's the one I plan on going to. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Wednesday, the 14th, stand-up showcase at the Nest Theater. Thursday, August 15th. I'm so excited for this. This feels like a pinch me, what the heck, too. I'm hosting for Mary Santora at the Key. Ty Moore is also on that show. I love hosting. I really do. Producing a show made me realize that I really do love to host. So I was just like, this is so exciting. It's like my stand-up, it's so weird. I'm like, my stand-up I'm so excited about, but it's like all these other things too. It's very fun to do a couple of different things at the festival. I'm so excited. And then Sunday, August 18th at 8 p.m. is the Tattoos and Tarot. And that's the last show at hashtag for the festival. So,
Yeah, man.
and it'll be a fun, cute, weirdy time.
It's a pretty that's 3 or 4 shows you're doing?
3, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, man,
Yeah.
it's a busy time. It's a lot going on.
Mhm.
I actually took off for it, which I felt was weird at first, but with so much going on, I'm excited about it. Is
Yeah.
there anybody in the festival that you're excited to see?
Oh man, I'm excited to see oh my gosh, like I'm the worst with names ever. You have to wait. I have to look. I have like things bookmarked, but I want to do the puppet. What's the puppet one? Hang on. Oh, okay. I want to see Michael Ian Black
Okay.
like really bad. I think I'll for sure go to that show. Um, and then I would stay. Well, let's see. They're both then. Female AF is also at the Key then at 10. Um, definitely Shayna Rabini,
Rabani.
Rabani.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. Um, yeah, I think Shayna is like she started in Columbus. She's an amazing comic. Um, she's doing really, really well. It's just cool to see her grow and her do well and be from here. So yeah, super
Yeah.
excited about that. Um, I love that Mima's is doing a Mima's house. If you haven't, have you done a Mima's?
No, yes, I have done a meatballs. I did it at Confess. I did it at
Okay,
Confess. It wasn't bad.
yeah.
It wasn't bad.
I love
I'm still
Hannah
trying to
so
get
much.
used to like doing comedy with people on the stage.
Oh yeah, it's a totally different thing for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, for sure. Seeing Jason Banks for sure. Afterward, there's Eric Bosso's doing a late night show that I'm so excited about. I think it's gonna be weird and fun. Just like kind of a goofy time. So there's a ton of stuff.
yeah. They keep adding shows. It's like a late night all New York comic shows, like a late night all LA comic show. I want to go to
Yeah.
that one, the LA one. in the New York one. I got tickets to see Sam J, which I'm
Oh,
excited about.
fun. Yeah.
I really like her. So I'm excited about that. Just seeing the local people do their
Yeah.
thing. Trying to see as many shows as I can. I'm also like helping out, like being an usher and driving some of the comics as well. So I won't be
Nice.
able to see everything, but you
Yeah.
know, I'll be there. So I'm excited about it. Wait, will you be back? Will school already be started when this festival goes on? Or?
Oh, I actually got a new job and I'm working remotely,
Oh, okay.
which, yeah, this will be the first time I don't go back into the classroom in the fall. So I'm excited because, I have, it gives me some more space. I'm a mom. I'm with my kids more because of it. Like I was a teacher, but I was also leaving my house by 6 a.m. and like kissing them good morning. You know what I mean? And then we're not home until later in the day. So I was like, I need to not do this, not do this anymore. I'm a single mom. So yeah. So I miss my kids.
I think
Yeah.
hearing your material, the school system is better off.
Yeah. That's fair. And you know what? It's probably good for my material to not be a teacher anymore. Just just I don't have to worry about.
That's funny. Yeah,
Um,
I'd be worried about that shit too, man. I do. That's why I want to be. Yeah, my boss found my TikTok, and I'm like, I mean, ain't nothing terrible on there, but I'm like,
no.
damn, I didn't want you to find it.
Yeah.
I didn't want you to
Yeah.
find it. Not
Yeah.
only did he find it, he like commented on it. It's like, oh my
Oh
gosh,
no.
had no idea this was you and that you're this funny. And I'm like, I didn't want you to know. That's why I don't talk at work. I mean,
And
I
I've
don't really
never
talk.
been funny at work. I've never been funny at work.
Never, man, never. But
Never.
nah, man, as we as we start to wrap this thing up here, I always ask like the same series of questions. So I'm gonna ask you the same thing. Who is on your Mount Rushmore for comedy?
Ooh. I'm gonna say Jim Carrey, Robin Williams, um, probably. I'm like debating between Sherry O'Terry and Molly Shannon. I loved Saturday Night Live growing up, and those women were so funny to me. I'll do Sherry O'Terry, Gilda Radner. Do I get one more?
That's four.
That's four. Okay,
Yeah,
final
but the
answer.
first two make so much sense. The first
Yeah,
it makes so much sense. We'll
I can't
say
help it.
I I'll say it now. I actually like. I mean, I've told you before, but I actually like your style of comedy. Is very different. It's very um it's very you, and I like that. And I think we have a healthy amount of women on our roster in this scene, and there's not too many high energy comics, and there's
Mm.
not too many like super duper weird comics. Weird being like it's not traditional, like I'm gonna say it this way, boom, you're gonna like it, kind of beat to your own drum. So I like that. I like comics that are different and stand out, and that's what
Thanks.
I try to do. That I know
Yes.
probably like my personality is not as different, but I just try to be different with the material that I say and that I
Yeah.
use. But no, I feel like you're in your own lane, because
Thank
there's
you.
several different like uh, weird to me isn't a bad word, but like
No, no, I'm not taking it
yeah,
as
there's
that at
several
all.
different weird comics that stand by themselves, but I definitely feel like you're one of those, and you're like one of
Oh
the
man.
top ones. So
Thank you, Ty. That means so much.
yeah,
That really does. I really appreciate you. Um, I think that That's so kind of you to say, because you can feel sometimes like doing what you see a lot of people do, or processes that a lot of people go through to seemingly right, aren't always similar to yours. And so that is nice, because there is a back and forth of like, should I just sort of not be this way on stage? Would it make me like more palatable if I like changed how I did it? And then,
well,
then that doesn't work.
you produce shows. You produce
Yeah.
shows, and like for me, I try to like not book comics that are the same. I try to have
Yes,
a
for
diverse
sure.
show, meaning like not per se like race and sexuality, but diverse in
Yeah,
style.
yeah, like their
And
style for sure.
I think if you stay the way that you are, there'll always be a lane for you. So
Oh, appreciate that.
yeah.
That's awesome. Thanks, Ty.
What message or advice could you give to anybody that's listening to this right now?
The mind is a powerful thing. That's all I'm gonna. That's it. That's my advice.
Message.
That's what I got.
Tell people, Allison, why they should listen to Comedians in Bed.
You should listen to Comedians in Bed, because it's a great conversation.
She didn't really want to tell us. She didn't really want. She didn't want you guys to know why you should listen. She didn't really
What
want
is
you
the message thing?
I think okay. You're starting to come back in a little bit. There. All right. No. Okay.
What is going on?
There you go. All right. Yeah, you good.
Okay.
You're good.
Okay. Is that it? Do I
go?
go?
No. No,
what do I do?
I didn't know if you was going.
Happening?
No, I didn't know if you was going to finish what you said, because you had kind of got broken up there.
Oh no, I forget what I was saying.
Okay. Well, you guys should listen anyways. That's what
you
she
should.
was saying.
Sorry. Okay. Sorry. Oh, you asked me about your thing. Sorry. Okay. Why people should listen? Okay. No, people should listen because yeah, this was a great conversation, and I really appreciate it, Ty. And it's cool to talk to somebody who has been doing comedy for a while in Columbus and hear what you had to say. Yeah, it's great. You guys should listen. Everyone should listen.
Allison, where can people find you at?
You can find me, Allison McBane, on socials. Also, Tattoos and Tarot Comedy has its own page, and you can even like book readings through it and stuff. So let's get weird, you know.
And if you want to catch next week's episode, you can do so by subscribing to my YouTube channel at TYE Comedy. If you miss it, that's totally fine. We go live every Tuesday at 11 a.m. But just in case you don't catch us there, you could stream this wherever you listen to podcasts. You can catch weekly clips on our Instagram page at Comedians in Bed Podcast on Instagram. Allison has 3 shows during the Columbus Comedy Festival. Make sure that you check her out. I think if you go to www.columbuscomedyfestival.com, you can get the tickets and the links, but we'll also put the links in this episode for the show notes. Allison, we want to thank you for joining us this week. Everybody else, we will see you guys next week.